From the Ken City building at Zongo Junction in Medina, you're still watching Net2 television. Just gone by was Al Jazeera. And of course, you're welcome to The Dialogue. This is Palos sitting in for Abedia Anim. Of course, all work and no play makes Jonas a dull boy. He's just taking a quick break. He'll be back in a couple of days. In the meantime, I'll be holding the fort, and it is The Dialogue. As usual, on Mondays, we have one lovely lady from the House of Parliament, and she's here in the person of the Member of Parliament for Agona West, and of course, the founder of the Maryland Montessori School at Dansoman. Sorry, I've been corrected, at Swedru. Oh, there are two schools at Dansoman and Swedru. Right, so in a moment we'll be taking the newspaper headlines and we'll be browsing through the front pages and the back pages and update ourselves with what is trending today. Of course, after that we'll take a quick short break. When we come back, we'll delve into matters arising. Of course, what is our proverb for today? Today I've gone African, and this is from Nigeria. It says, if beard signifies intelligence, then the goat would have been a genius. Unfortunately, the goat, we all know, is no less of a genius than anybody else. So I repeat, if a beard signified intelligence, the goat would have been a genius. This is still The Dialogue, and kicking off with the Daily Graphic. On the front page, I think it's good news. Good news for who? As you can see, the Ghana card registration takes off finally today. The Ghana card, that is the national identification card, takes off today. Greater Accra is the first beneficiary region. Also on the front page of the Daily Graphic, ANAS to report Kwesi Nyantechi to FIFA. Embrace NAPCO is another headline on the front page of the Daily Graphic. And finally, we have government studying Yahya Jammeh's case, Abdul Hamid. Okay, at the back page of the Daily Graphic, football dominates the back page, and we have Inter-Allies Pape Immigration as Kenichi trades blows with opponent at Tema. Kotoko has struggled to qualify. It's all at the back page of the Daily Graphic. Next is the Daily Guide. Interesting picture of Dr. Kwesi Botwe, but the headline reads, Kwesi Botwe, I beg your pardon, enters NDC race. Kwesi Botwe enters NDC race. Army sacks 17 recruits. And Imani in bed with telcos, PNF alleges. Of course, EC boss missing in court is the final headline on the front page of the Daily Guide. Next is the Chronicle. On its front page, we have MPs ordered back to Parliament over $1.5 billion Tema Port expansion project. Committee insists $834,000 tax waiver to be renegotiated. And in the front page, we have a pensive-looking Minister of Finance, Ken Oforiatta. Headmaster kicks against weak students' admission to free SHS. Front page, GWCL workers plot against board chair. The headline asks. The New Crusading Guide. The New Crusading Guide, that's Kweku Bako's own paper, says, arrest, prosecute ANAS. Odike takes issue with his style of investigation. Plot against Afenyo Marking exposed. Suppliers gang up against Ghana Water Board chair for sanitizing system. Why I probed GFA, ANAS, of Ghana's sporting heroes and villains, the silent musings of Anas Arimeyao, ANAS, and in team salutes Akufo-Addo for sterling performance in short term. And on the top right-hand corner of the New Crusading Guide, we have Togbe Afede, the 14th leads trade mission to Zimbabwe. The Daily Statesman, which is next, says, rail sector gets breakthrough. Rail sector gets breakthrough with Ghana-South Africa partnership. I think that's a key interesting story. We'll be going a bit into detail about this morning. Rail sector getting a breakthrough. I think Ghana and South Africa have generated a partnership, and we'll be looking at that. Government consider request for trial of ex-Gambian leader over killing of 44 Ghanaians. Way back in ex-President Kufuor's era, this issue popped up. During Atta Mills's era, I think the Gambian government paid some form of compensation, but I think it wasn't enough, and the bereaved families have come back to ask for more. And then the top left-hand side of the Daily Statesman, adequate management of resources key to Africa's development. And who's saying that? The second lady. And finally, we have the Ghanaian Times. And Ghana implements ITLO's rulings to restore investor confidence in oil sector. And for those who may have had may have a very short memory, remember ITLOS, Ghana and Cote d'Ivoire battling over who has the right to drill oil. Of course, still on the front page of the Ghanaian Times, JHS student stabbed to death in Kumasi. CID gets clearance to interrogate Cabo today. 41 suspected criminals rounded up in Accra. At the back page of the Ghanaian Times, sports dominates as usual, and Black Stars ready for Japan. Inter-Allies Hearts Kotoko advance in MTN FA Cup competition. Right, so these are the headlines for this morning, and these are the headlines for this morning. But before we go for a break and come back, DVLA Prestige is saying renew your driver's license in 30 minutes. Yes, 30 minutes at the DVLA Prestige Service Center. Yes, you can renew your license at the DVLA Prestige Service Center here in Accra. Do you have to renew your expired driver's license or replace a missing driver's license? Do you have to convert a foreign driver's license to a local driver's license, or do you need an international driver's permit? You could get any of these in only 30 minutes at the DVLA Prestige Service Center at the DVLA headquarters at cantonments here in Accra, close to the Togo Embassy and a few meters from the cantonment's post office. Don't wait. Visit the DVLA Prestige Service Center today and get your driver's license in a flash. Call the hotline now, 0302 746 760. Again, 0302 746 760. That is the DVLA Prestige Center. Use Morgan's antibacterial medicated soap to protect your skin from germs and bacteria. The soap contains vitamin E, which gives you long-lasting protection, of course, on your skin. Constantly bath with Morgan's antibacterial medicated soap for smooth and an alluring skin. Morgan's antibacterial medicated soap protects your skin from infections, rashes, eczema, and many more. For purchases, you can find them in almost all supermarkets, provision shops, pharmacies, and distributors should contact the Royal Dutch Pharmaceuticals at Adabraka, opposite Evangel Assemblies of God Church, and you can contact them on 0561 886 514, I beg your pardon, or 0264 469 242 for bulk purchases. Right, we'll be taking a quick short break. When we come back, Matters Arising opens up on the dialogue. back, and you're still logged in onto the dialogue, beaming straight from the Hollywood studios and it's Net2 television. Dependable Herbal Home has an important message for you. I beg your pardon once again, and it says Today Man Capsules is available for you, and it cures sexual weaknesses. It brings back the vitality and vigor and enhances urine flow in men. It also has Today Co capsules for the treatment of bleeding piles and hemorrhage. It stops bleeding and cures piles totally. Today's laxative capsules for effective relief of constipation, piles, waist pains, and removal of excess phlegms. You also have Today Ladies Care capsules for candidiasis, what the ladies usually call white, to get rid of your menstrual disorders and keep the place tight, and removes blood waste in the uterus wall after menstruation. And also it has Today's Ladies Wash. It gives you the freshness and the cleanliness you need to get rid of any bad odor around the vital area. For bulk purchases, go to Dependable Herbal Home. It's at Medina New Road, Greenhouse, Kaswa, opposite Datus International School, Rapash Ventures, King Walk Herbal, Okanshi, Baywatch Herbal at Medina Old Road, opposite Doku Clinic. Contact them on 027 2220222. It's also available in all pharmacy shops, chemical and herbal shops across the country. Of course, just as the dialogue initiates the conversation, like I said, I have with me Honorable Cynthia Morrison, the Member of Parliament for Agona West, and of course, the founder for Maryland Montessori Schools, located in Swedru and Dansoman. Good morning and welcome to the program.
Good morning, my dear. How are you?
Very well, madam. And yourself?
Good.
Brilliant. Okay, so we kickstart the show and we take a look at the front page of the Daily Graphic and an important news which says Ghana card registration takes off. Greater Accra first beneficiary region. Ghana card registration takes off. Greater Accra first beneficiary region. Of course, for those of you who have been clamoring and crying for a proper national identification system to minimize the fraudulent activities of nefarious people, I think your day is today. Let me just take a few paragraphs of the story written by Musa Yaya Jafaru, and he reports from Accra. He says, all is set for the start of the National Identity Card, nicknamed the Ghana Card, registration in the Greater Accra region today. According to the Executive Secretary of the National Identification Authority, Professor Ken Ajiman Atefa, the registration in the Greater Accra region would last for approximately 3 months, but he was quick to add that a lot would depend on the speed of the registration exercise. The NIA intends to register all Ghanaian citizens in Ghana within 1 year. Professor Atefa had told the Daily Graphic last week that an approximately 6 months after the commencement of the national exercise in Ghana, the NIA would commence the registration of Ghanaians in the diaspora. Right, at least this is just a sample of what the story says today. And Honorable, after all this while, I guess the card was initially launched by the president somewhere in November last year, and it's been having a few stumbles, but finally today is taking off. What sayest thou on this important story?
I want to say a good morning to my precious listeners. You started off with a proverb, and there's a saying that I just saw at the back of the Daily Graphic.
Right.
It says Kotoko in hard struggle to succeed or to qualify.
Struggle to qualify.
Yeah. So all I want to say is that in everything, no matter how much we struggle, is the win that we want. Finally, they won. Whether by penalty, whether by whatever means, they've won.
Right.
That is what we want to say.
Right.
And so the NIA, we have come a long way. And I pray that this time we would win. It will not be a halfway something, because so much money has been invested into this. This morning I was listening to another radio station. Because I didn't have my facts right, I don't want to put the figures that they quoted on the table. Maybe they were wrong because I have not verified.
Right.
We, during President Kufuor's time, we started launching, we did this NIA thing, the registration. Some have their cards. And we don't know what is happening to those cards, whether we are going to discard them or whether we are going to use them. So all that money that was invested there, I don't know whether it has gone to waste. That was the argument this morning, and I thought it was right. I think that
okay, so sorry to butt in here, but as we can watch on the screen, this was some time back last year when the president himself registered for his national ID card. And of course, that is the procedure is going to every Ghanaian is expected to go through. So starting today, we will be initiating the processes for the registration of the ID card system by begins in the Greater Accra region. Yes, Honorable.
Unfortunately, those of us in Central Region and Northern Region in Parliament will have ours at Parliament. So I think, yeah, we are going to be part of the first phase of people.
Right.
Greater Accra is going to go for 3 months.
Yeah.
I pray that there will be no hinges so that the procedure will flow slowly, because if Greater Accra is going to take 3 months, and I believe that a chunk of people live in Greater Accra. So moving from Greater Accra is not going to be like 3 months. I think it's going to be less than 3 months, so that we'll get it done. He's talking like 1 year. We're thinking of, getting it done in a year.
Yeah, that's the whole country.
Yes, and the advantages is that everywhere you go, at least you have a number. Would know the exact number of people. People are thinking of foreigners, intruding or invading this program. But what we know is that even if you're a foreigner, you're going to get a card, but it's going to show that you are not a Ghanaian, you are a foreigner. But at least we'll know the number of people that we are living with, because our health system does not only take care of Ghanaians. The health system takes care of anybody living in Ghana. Our schools take care of everybody living in Ghana. Our market system, our utilities, whatever. So at least if we know the number of people living in our country, then we'll know how to budget for. If you're in your home with your family, and then you have 4 children together with your husband, you prepare meals for like 6 people, and then your children bring like 2 visitors, and then you don't even know that you're getting visitors. All you prepare is for a meal for 6, and then you are 8, so you are short of 2.
Okay, let me just interrupt briefly. I mean, we have a multitude of cards in the country. I mean, from the NHIS card, driver's licenses, and what have you. How is this one more secure than the rest?
It's going to be a uniform thing. It's not everybody who has the driver's license.
Right. A voter's ID card?
Voter's ID card, it doesn't register household. Voter's ID card is only for you.
Right.
But this one registers household.
Okay.
So it registers everybody that you live with, everybody that lives in the country. And in every country, even though they have driver's license, they have whatever, they still have the national identity card.
Right.
That is an identity card to show that some people have, there are other people here who have our driver's license, bear the names of Ghanaians, which is so wrong. We have people who are using our passport. When you move out of the country, you see other people using Ghanaian passport, those who are not Ghanaians. So my worry is that the worry I have with this thing is that it is Ghanaians who would give their address system to people to go and register as Ghanaians. But we should know that everybody is going to be registered. So if that person is not a Ghanaian, don't let that person invade your privacy. This is your country. We should love our country first. If I move to America, it is only the con people who would show you the loopholes. And it is mostly foreigners. A proper American or a proper British will not show you how to maneuver unless that person himself or herself is not very right.
Right.
So for this thing, it is not only for election. A lot of people are saying when they have the card, they're going to vote. It is not only for election. Ghanaians should move out of partisan issues and move out of election. When we get them to register, they'll vote for a party. We should move out of that and think of the nation that we are going to leave for the children and children yet unborn. That is the most important thing. So when we do it right and we get it right, it will move on, and we would know the number of Ghanaians, true Ghanaians that we have.
Okay, now let's look at some possible stumbling blocks this registration exercise could take. It's saying some part of the story says IDs required for the registration. That means IDs which will make you eligible to get registered. Let me read. A statement issued by the NIA recalled that in 2017, Parliament passed the National Identity Register Amendment Act 950 or 950, which was gazetted on December 6, 2017, after receiving the presidential assent. It said one of the amended provisions concerned the identity documents required for the registration and issuance of the Ghana card. It says, by virtue of that amendment, the only identity documents that will be required for the purpose of registering for and obtaining the Ghana card were a birth certificate, a valid passport, a valid residence permit, a valid certificate of acquired citizenship, and any other information as might be required by the NIA. Per Section 8, Clause 2 of Act 75 or Act 750 as amended, where an applicant is unable to submit any of the above listed documents, the NIA shall require a relative of the applicant to identify the applicant under oath. Are you satisfied with these conditions, Honorable?
This is for the middle class and the upper class.
Well,
I'm very serious. But the provision we have here is that somebody can come and testify. 2 or 3 people can come and testify that you are known. Because when you move outside Accra, you move outside Swedru and maybe even within Swedru, I can tell you it's not everybody who has a driver's license. I am talking from my constituency. It's not everybody who has a driver's license. Even starting from birth certificates. How many people have birth certificates in Ghana? So many people don't have birth certificates.
Yeah.
Their children are being born at home, and then that ends it. We don't even register the child, so we don't have birth certificates, we don't have driver's license, we don't have passport. So the only provision that will qualify us is that you are known, and especially in the smaller communities, everybody knows who.
Exactly.
Even during the election, somebody comes and say, no, this person only comes to sell here, that person doesn't live here, or this person is from this place or that place. So I believe that it will go well. When it gets to them, they would know who, they would know your grandfather and whatever. So for the qualifications here, it's for those of us who are in a certain class. But I believe that
but then how can we rope in everybody? Like you're saying, this looks targeted at some group of people, a class of people. So how do we rope in everybody? I mean, like you said,
that's what I'm saying. When you go to the village, you go to our smaller communities, they know each other.
Right.
So it is the chief knows, even not the chief, the assemblyman knows everybody. Not even the assemblyman.
But you have to swear under oath before you
it is not swear under oath as in going to the registry to do that. It is like going to say that I know this person, that this person lives with me. Swear under oath, nobody will register. Nobody would move from
but it says it's captured in the Act 750 Section 8.
I am telling you the reality on the ground. Who would move from Miswansa and come to Swedru and swear under oath that this person comes from here, so you should register?
Yeah, but
I am telling you the reality.
Members of Parliament passed this act, madam.
What I'm saying is that somebody has to testify.
Right.
A chief can be there to testify, and the chief is an authority.
But without the oath, someone can say that testification is negligible or it doesn't hold. It's inadmissible because there was nothing. Anybody can say, "Oh, I know Mr. X or Madam Y." So just the fact that I know X or Y.
I will not lie because I'm a member of Parliament, and I know within your head, you know that this was going to be done.
Yeah. But I'm just trying to say these are the stumbling blocks which we may encounter.
But in our smaller, you see, in the developed world,
right?
You see, once you are born, it is registered, and I'm sure once we get to this thing, we'll get there. Once we get our cards right, it will get there. Because if you have your card, when you go to the hospital, you submit it. So the moment you are born, we are heading towards this to register every child to have a birth, and then even when we die, the death certificate. In our smaller community,
should we place a little more focus on maybe public education on birth and death certificates, especially the birth certificate?
They have to do
because that's the origin or the genesis to
the death is also equally very important.
Fantastic.
Somebody just get lost and nobody knows about him.
Right.
Somebody dies in a village, the next day the person is buried, nobody cares. That's my child and she's dead and I'm buried because I can't afford to pay for the morgue.
Right.
So we need, and once we get the card right, everything is it's systematic. Everything is going to get right. But for now, there are lots of lapses. That is why somebody can get missing and nobody knows. I also know that in elsewhere, there's a murder and then they bury. But this one, genuine death, the family come together and nobody knows about it. We don't even know what killed the person.
Right.
You understand? Because once the postmortem is done and we know what killed the person, then we can trace and say that this sickness can be, can affect some. So why don't we check and see whether it's a family trait or it's something, an outbreak?
It helps for research.
But we don't.
Right.
So once we get this right, it will move there and it will get to the registration of children. Because once you are doing it, and like we are saying, public education is very, very important.
Right.
We should educate. We should move to the rural places and let them know that this is what we are going to do, and it's going to.
Shouldn't that been accomplished by now? Maybe about a month ago, when we knew that the ID system will take off today, maybe we could have alerted people. As the program is about to take off, be ready with your birth certificates. If you don't have them, go to the hospitals and get them regularized or brought. Couldn't we have?
Yeah, there's a little education being done. If I tell you it's 100%, it's not true.
Okay.
Because move out and ask somebody on the street, that person may tell I haven't even heard of it.
Right.
But I believe that once it is started in Accra, the publicity would go on. And we, the members of parliament who pass this legislation, we should also go out there and educate our people. And I believe that when we go to our various constituencies, we are talking about it on air. We go to the rural places where they don't even maybe listen to the radio, or we have our local radio stations that they really listen to. So we have to do the education from there and let them know the essence why we are doing it, the reason why we're doing it, and the benefits that we are going to derive from it. Because you see, some ID card,
exactly.
so we'll have to let them know that, because the pressure standard is going to use to go to the farm, you are going to register, and then those who are going to do the registration should also take it into account that every rural area, every small community, they have days that they don't go to farm. So if they're going to do the registration, it should be done on those days. Because if you don't do it maybe on a Tuesday that they don't go to the farm, or a Wednesday that is they don't go to the farm, and you go there by 7 o'clock,
nothing may happen.
And then you go and you may not register the people, and then you have to pay the staff that went there. So we should take all these things into account.
Consideration. Yeah. Fantastic. Of course, these were the opinion of Honorable Morrison. What have you got to say? You can also share your opinion on the identification, the national ID card, which begins today. The registration of that begins today. Of course, you can do that on our social media platforms, Net2 TV GH on Facebook and Twitter, as well as YouTube. You can also, when we activate the phone lines, you can also share your thoughts. 0240-550-899. I think that same number is for WhatsApp, if I'm right. Right. The conversation continues, and we turn our attention to page 85 of the Daily Graphic. And the headline reads, Embrace NAPCO Program. Government urges manufacturing companies. Embrace NAPCO Program. Government urges manufacturing company. So Isa Muhammad reports from Accra that a Deputy Minister of Trade and Industry, Robert Ahomka Lindsay, has entreated manufacturing companies to embrace the National Builders Corps NAPCO program, an initiative of the government to address graduate unemployment in the country. He urged them to support the Enterprise Ghana module of the program, which seeks to industrialize the country by allowing industries to fine-tune the skills of graduates to suit their needs. Okay, this is just a sample of the story. You can grab a copy of the Daily Graphic and check the whole story out. Auntie Morrison, someone will say, why are we, let's say, cajoling manufacturing industries, or let's say the labor sector, to embrace NAPCO? If it's a brilliant idea, it should be self-selling.
Yeah. Once you start a project,
right,
and you know the essence of that project, you have to sell it. It doesn't matter what it is like. That's why we have advertisement. You started with advertisement.
Right.
There's a product on the market. It may be very good, but if I have not used the product and I don't know its worth, somebody has to tell me. So this is a new program that is being launched. So we have to sell it. We have to let the people. It has not started.
Right.
If it has started and it is not working and you are not talking about it, but we have to talk about it and I think it's a very laudable thing. You see, you take your child to school. You know how much you pay for school fees. I run a school, so I know how much parents struggle to pay fees. Even during exams, you realize that some parents have not even paid their fees and they are struggling to come and pay. And then you send your child through primary school to secondary school to the university. Your child completes and say, we have Graduate Unemployment Association. It is a sad thing. So I know that NABCO has come to relieve a lot of members of parliament. You know, it has brought a great relief. Yesterday I went to the Pentecost church in my constituency, and I was telling them to encourage their children to register. Some of them have not even heard of it. So the moment they did the announcement, there was of mommy sitting by me said, my son has been out of the university for 4 years. And I said, quickly go and register and let's see what God can do. You know, telling the youth to go and register. This is a great opportunity to let them get something doing, because you wake up in the morning and you have nothing doing, and the same parent who have struggled to pay your fees and maybe on retirement will have to also put food on your table to eat when you have to, you know, do the reverse. So NABCO is a very good thing. We're trying to employ the youth who have finished school and they are not getting jobs to do. But my prayer is that the youth would, especially those going for the revenue collection. We have a lot of revenue, you know, untapped, and we need to go and make sure that we collect, you know, the few CDs, and out of that money is what we are going to use to pay them. So it's going to work well. So I'm happy, you know, Honorable Hon Cynthia spoke about it. Is it yesterday or 3 days? I think it's a Saturday.
Yes, I think that's Saturday.
Yes. Encouraging the manufacturing sector to
embrace,
because they've gone to school, they've studied, they have the skill, they have the knowledge. Let them put it into practice. Because once they sit at home,
over 141,000 people have applied so far.
That is a good one.
Right.
I know that is a good one.
So how do you deal with the rush? I mean, there are only about X amount of places.
It tells you the number of youth who are out there who are seeking for jobs. There are other people who are already engaged, but they think that maybe they are not happy. They were just there because they needed some job to do.
Right.
So now that is another opportunity they are trying to seek. So we are praying that we can absorb all of them. That is my worry. I don't want a situation where they've, you know, registered and they can't get jobs to do. But I believe that with a little that I know, I believe that it's going to go well. We're going to get them employed and get them something.
But how do we deal with or how do we depoliticize such?
That is why we, you know, sometimes we are like MPP. What is wrong with us? You know, our opponents come and then they take care of only their own.
Right.
But we come and it's open. You know, you go online and you register. Once you register, you don't add your party colors to it. You don't add your party ID card to it. You just register. Once you are registered and you qualify, you'll be employed. And I believe that is how we build a nation. We don't build a nation on partisan basis. There are certain things that will go partisan. That one is natural, because I can't put take somebody, an assistant, knowing very well that my assistant is not on the same page with me, so he can sabotage me or he can send my information out. But when it comes to certain things, I think that it is okay that we generalize it, you know, and then make sure, because it is Ghana that we are building.
Okay, fantastic. And another brilliant news that has popped up on one of the front pages of the newspapers, the Daily Statesman to be exact, is the rail sector. The rail sector gets breakthrough with Ghana-South Africa partnership. As you can see, the headline screaming for itself on the front page of the Daily Statesman. Of course, a lot of Ghanaians have been waiting eagerly for the smooth operations of the rail transport. And we have the Deputy Minister of Railway on the line. Yes, he's no other person than Honorable Andy Apia Kubi. Honorable, very good morning.
Good morning, my brother.
How are you, sir?
By grace, I'm surviving.
All right.
The grace is abundant.
Fantastic. We all share that grace. This morning, we are up and running, and we saw a very uplifting headline on the front page of the Daily Statesman, which says, Rail sector gets breakthrough breakthrough, and Ghana, South Africa partnering to achieve something. I don't know that something. Would you like to share that something with us?
Okay. Thank you very much, my brother. And first of all, let me greet your cherished listeners and indeed my colleagues in your studio.
Yes.
I'm told that Honorable is there.
Yes,
yes. My God, she's my uncle's wife, so I'm very, very respectful to her.
She's smiling. She's smiling from ear to ear.
Honorable Cynthia. Okay. Now, let me go to the news and the questions specifically that you asked.
Right.
Our ministry has signed a memorandum of understanding with the South African interest for purposes of continuity and confidentiality. I will mention the name of the company.
Right.
In respect of rehabilitation of our old existing lines. And in fact, this company wants to join the ministry in rehabilitating the western lines, which passes through Ayarasu, Arasu, Chakwa, and the other mining areas. The purpose of this endeavor is to ensure that we provide immediate rail access to the mining companies as they access the Chakwa depot. Indeed, our general team is to develop standard gauge lines across the country. That this is an intermediate measure to bring profitability to the mining companies operating within the western region, who use the Chakwa depot for response.
Right.
So this breakthrough was as a result of the minister's interaction with the South African interest. Indeed, minister was in South Africa last week, and he managed to close this transaction, the deal on the rehabilitation of the existing line.
Okay, so what is in the detail of this breakthrough? What is in the detail? Are we expecting X amount of coaches? Are we expecting the extension of lines from one point to the other? What is in the meat of the pie, please?
At the moment, we have rehabilitated the line from Chakwa through Secondary Kodukrum and heading towards Chakwa.
Right.
We have to have a branch line to Awasu to service the minerals there. So the expectation is that we dress towards Kumasi. And this also involves rehabilitation of rolling stock the train coaches. We have already rehabilitated some of the old ones, but we need to rehabilitate all the rolling stock so that they will be functional and operational.
Right.
Also, where we don't even have the requisite rolling stock, this company proposes to introduce new rolling stock to make sure that we have a running fleet that will service the industry and also provide passenger transport. So it is a major breakthrough to get us to experience and enjoy rail facilities even before we commission the construction of the international standard gauge lines. And this is to give relief to the operators within the region, western region, and also commuters within the region. So this is a major breakthrough for the people to feel the presence and operation of a railway in the interim before the major standard gauge lines are constructed.
All right.
The company is also proposing to rehabilitate our railway institute, and we are looking at the model of the technology university. How it started from the institute grew into a university, and therefore this company is our partner in development agenda to recreate the railway institute and further develop it into a railway university.
All right. Okay. Honorable, just before we say thank you, one final question I would like to ask. The President Akufo-Addo has a vision of extending the rail from Ghana to Burkina Faso. We heard a lot of that vision sometime last year. What has happened to that? The last time I remember the ministry advertising for tenders or for people to bid. What's the state of that process, please?
Okay, thank you very much. First and foremost, let me congratulate the president for his bold initiative. The president had a big dream, and he told Honorable the minister to actualize it. My second congratulations goes to him for his diligence and dream in actualizing the president's dream. Right. Now, on the specific question of the Ghana-Burkina interconnectivity rail line, you rightly put it in the public domain that we advertise for bidders to submit their tenders. Those tenders were submitted, and tenders closed last week, Thursday. And today we are opening the bids to see who and what they brought. Indeed, we are on record as having received 16 applicants who want to come and invest their money in the Ghana Burkina Faso line. And today being the day of opening of the tenders, I will not disclose the location where we are doing because we don't expect a lot of people to come there, and particularly people who will come and influence the line of activities. In any case, the applicants are invited to come, and when we open the bids, our friends from Burkina Faso are also here as I speak to you right now.
Right.
And then after opening the bid, we will start the evaluation of the various bids. And we hope that at the close of the week, we would have finished with our evaluation, and we would have selected a contractor or a tenderer who would have won the bid to do the construction of the rail line. So we are keeping to our timeline. In fact, the Ghana Burkina Faso Technical Committee on the rail interconnectivity was inaugurated sometime in October. Our deadline was to submit our report.
All right. Honorable, I'm very sorry for the want of time. We'll just have to cut the conversation short. We will appreciate it when you turn up into the studio, and we'll have a detailed conversation about that, if you don't mind.
I have suggested that because we have a story to tell, and I'm sure then we will enjoy the story as we unfold it.
I guess Randy will be contacting you in a matter of time. Thank you very much for your time.
I'm ever ready to respond to your call.
Thank you very much, Honorable.
Thank you very much for giving me the platform this morning.
As always, sir. Right, so that was Honorable Apia Kubi, Deputy Minister for Railway Development, sharing some of the details about the breakthrough in the railway sector. Honorable, are you as inspired as I am this morning with that news?
Of course. My grandfather worked with the railway in secondary.
Okay.
Yeah. And, you know, whilst we were growing up, the railway was like a buoyant, you know, enterprise. Everybody traveled with the rail, you know, they bring luggage and all those things.
Used to provide so many jobs.
And then coal. And when you say you work with the railway, it was like in the morning, you see them just, everybody, most of people living in secondary, you know, were railway workers.
Yeah.
But now it's gone down. But I'm happy that Andy said something. I don't know whether he said it now. The South African people, they are going to rehabilitate the old railway lines, which is that is the
import of what
the South Africans are going to do.
Yes.
So once that is done, and then the extension that is going to be done all the way to Burkina Faso and whatever, is going to help our road also, because everything is now on the road. So 3 years, 4 years, and then the roads are going bad. So once the rail is working, we move all our cargo on the rail, and then we can save our roads for, you know, the smaller vehicles.
We're coming back on this discussion. We are not leaving that, but let me just also invite the viewers out there to also join the conversation. You can do that on 0240 550 899 0240 550 899 and share your thoughts. We are discussing the national identification ID cards registration. We've touched on that already. Currently we are talking the rail sector, which has just received a breakthrough, and hopefully railways will be like a spider web all over Ghana. Honorable. Yes. Okay, so I've been told I have a caller on the line. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Very good morning, sir.
Oh, plan larger committee on management. August, tax issues. Much of the Benjamin can be done in that. But I don't know the MP to COVID. I can't make it Bejano too. Especially in Ghana. We are root settling. When you made this be, you feel local, when you feel Yana Menano. Ufunu pepe ekobe na kufaru ke ba fi ko free education ke ba electricity no ko ba no massively hand Ghana be fair na ijole bi ana me blow concern about electricity ko rosetta sikani am bo nyumu na me ba me machine agent ba pay na take insurance nyumu na ba machine aba ni ke bo you ne implement national identification card na ba fi me take off. These are the issues that about both economy ko business community say I'm afraid no feel to go deal with Mambi. What they don't know, I sky get me interested in the Obiane. I take the command. January. Simony market trading inside. Come come here pushing. And I'm more than down each and every day. That's when I can get. Energy minister. Yeah, I can draw for Tashi. Then I'm coming. I'm in the lion man. All right,
Don Anyami. Thank you very much. He was just eulogizing some of the works your government and the president have achieved so far. Right, so still on the railway sector, as we are saying, the good news is, the calls are beginning to come in now. Let me pick another caller. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. My name is Paulos. What's yours?
My name is Matilda. I'm calling from Tampa.
All right, Matilda. Let me just hear your thoughts this morning. Is he on the NIA or the railway?
Please, can I speak, Luca?
Oh, yes. Free. Go ahead.
National ID card, no. As of now, the last time we were card, maybe.
Okay.
And then secondly, some are here quite away no. Mali for be brave, Niger for be brave. Our line also. Omuni na omo feel omo forms as a citizen. Ubia kase he citizen. In this case, now me can say and a bit me advert be actually say at least when you done any no or register as a Ghanaian it's an offense. This is a punishment you are going to get. Now, advert in the door, so Ghanaians, no, this is their right, and so almost not foreigner, be a good general, not all register as a foreigner. And that right now. Then, who said will be a foreigner or
Sister Matilda, Cecilia, the rules were whole. Yes, say, only birth certificate and now valid passport, to mean register. Now sometimes maybe obetumi ahie obi a oye kokko ebi owo European looks. Now ebia wa naturalize or wa natural wa naturalize as a Ghanaian wa seek citizenship. Enti ebia untumi hu saa niema na wo dwen hu sen.
Me paucho sometimes na yeti sometimes and the yenim nkofo omukoba day by day.
Okay.
Omukoba yenim nkofo omoga hanwa.
All right.
Omu naturalize they are not Ghanaians.
Okay.
And no nya dibia just be look and ye wo krum anti do krum han no one say foreign obi free Nigeria ba krum within 1 week and as we know lot of them.
Okay.
But campaign ha ended for stronghold. And so most of them vote for ended. Who this and all challenge now. I have confusion. The only thing
okay. So this time
only right.
All right. Okay, so that was Matilda sharing her strong opinion there. You can also contribute to the conversation 0240 550 899. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Okay, Mpacho Koso.
Hello, Mr. Baby Amania.
Oh, Mpacho, Jina Home Kakra Obeba soon.
Oh, sir, I saw no mechanic in everyone. I saw no mechanic last and everyone. Mechanic say,
identity no identity card yeah say we point to be a would so one I want power ha enti when pakro no say okọ baby a okọ ya na bisa so Ghana no so Ghana nya we stand and talk about between tare no what you say
yeah
na say o kwa ko obi ba o ni fi ofiti ya o be Ghana no awuram na Ghana migration agents ka de kwa udru Cote d'Ivoire Burkina udru ha u be yes ka kwa ba no awuram furu uni pipa o be tia edika ye be juice ka ya se passe ya se ya ma unkam.
Okay, and to concern here is about security, about how to secure the process. What concern no is how to secure the process.
Who do from Abaka embassy, acquire identity card. Now who are from on? David. And next piece, your son America.
Okay, sorry. It looks like we've lost the caller. You can still call and send your contributions 0240-550-899. We have a caller on the line. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Okay, I think we lost that caller. We apologize sincerely if it's our fault. We apologize for that. Hello, good morning.
Morning. Hello, good morning.
Very good morning. My name is Palos. What's yours and where are you calling from?
But your friend Ima, my friend Choko.
Uncle Yano.
You said then ya sister and Becca, you know. Also, advert more.
Boss, me Paucho, ube to me and turn it down the volume on your set. Please turn down the volume on your set if you can. Please turn down the volume. Oops, I'm sorry. I think we lost that caller as well. But just before you contribute to the show, when your phone is picked up or your call is picked up, please turn down the volume as you speak. Hello, good morning.
Morning.
Okay, go straight to the point, boss.
Mama make me point, you know. Me say, who Cote d'Ivoire na so Burkina Faso? Who be on the man say person say Kokomo. Now who come Abaka embassy acquire identity card. Ye jama to ya Ghana ni. Enti unne komo ni. Aha so ya ba na Ghana migration for na just can security issue o ma just can but o mo people dey say we ya ho na aba. Enti oba on ko embassy. Sa secondary people na mo ya no. Someone you to be here e be dia dance ya say onipa ko no bot we. Ana say nipa do free ha. Obia say mo obia ye. Obia wo busia pani. O hini bi akura bi ase wo hini. It is there when I say somebody free. Neka wa hini bi abusia pani bi adi na busia fo edimba. Na ya bi abusia pani ndi to so.
Yeah, sure, sir. Professor Tefo Etie, yeah, that's it. Thank you, Professor Etie. Yo. Thank you very much. Let somebody else also contribute to the issues we are talking about. We are discussing railway sector and, of course, the registration process of the national identification card. We'll take our final caller before we come back to the studio. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Mpacho Gina Home Kakra Beba back. Why? Hello? Okay, I think the person wanted to find out the whereabouts of the host, but he'll be back shortly. Can I take my final caller, this time the final caller? Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Very good morning, sir. Mpacho Waba. Mpacho, turn down the volume on your set if you can.
Okay.
And we are discussing NIA, the identification card, and of course the railway sector. Let's hear you. National one. Okay. The volume on your set is still on. Okay, so we are back in the studio, and Honorable Morrison will give us concluding thoughts on the discussion this morning as we are discussing the national identification registration process and, of course, the railway sector. But just before then, the NPP is commencing its vetting processes of some of the aspiring officers for its national executive positions. Auntie Morrison, what was unfolding today?
Yeah.
Under the elephant family.
I think today is Nasara, and they're doing that. Which the Nasara, the women organizers, and it goes on. I wish them well. The Nasara has the largest number of people, you know, contesting. It shows you that our Zongo program is going to work very well. We have a minister in charge of that, so I wish the best person to win. So with all the other aspirants, I believe that they are all known NPP members, with the exception of the few Nasara people that I don't know. Almost everybody there. And then I think there's another guy, General, I don't know him, the secretary, the other, I don't know him well. But the rest are all known party members. Right. So I wish all of them very well. Okay. There's something here that I want to talk about. The Army SAC 17 recruits. Yes. Yeah. We know that in the army, you know, apart from your qualification and everything, we need strength. So I've always advocated that we should start recruiting them from the schools. Okay. They should start through the cadets, you know. We can start our selection through the cadets. So by the time they're out of school, they know that I'm going to be an army officer. They know I'm going to be a police officer, fire service. They go through the drills and all that. Okay. So we don't even need to go and camp them to, you know, select them. They would have already been selected from school. We will know exactly what they are going to do. We train them from the scratch. The flair is there, the desire is there, the love is there. So they are not only going to the police because they know they'll be standing on the road to collect some few CDs, but they will have the love there. And then also I see this beautiful thing, first children's cooking show on Ghana One TV. I think I really am in love with it. Children cooking. We should not. I see only girls here. Our boys should also be there. In my school, when they are doing the cooking, you know, whatever, both boys and girls, and you should see the boys preparing palm. Of course, boys cook better than females. That we all know that. Boys cook. Madam, this is without argument. We can make the phone calls right now. Yes, everybody knows. Then the men should cook for us. We would love to see the men cook for us. Oh, it's just we have to feed the home too. That's why we don't have time for the kitchen. We'll argue with you. It's not your field. So once you do it well. We give you credit for that. Thank you. But let's encourage our children to do this cooking thing. Not only cooking, cleaning and everything. But I believe I want to thank the organizers of this show, that we should keep it up and let our children start growing from childhood and then love to do, you know, household chores. Thank you very much. And those were the opinions of the Honorable Member of Parliament for Agona West, Honorable Cynthia Morrison. Of course, she's the founder of the Maryland Montessori Schools at Dansoman and Swedru. This is where we draw down the curtain on today's episode of The Dialogue. The name is Parlos, and until same time tomorrow, when we come your way, sorry. Our children are going to start writing their BCE on the 4th. We wish all children of Ghana well. We pray that you be courageous. You should know that this is the step to your free education. So study well and make sure that you pass and get entry into your free SHS that the government is giving for free. Thank you. So Honorable has spoken, and this is our sign off with the African proverb for the day once again. If a beard signifies intelligence, the goat would have been a genius. This is from Nigeria, and on that note, see you tomorrow.